Hey, Rob Bot, get him in here. We black at you again. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Saru the city, man. They don't like city, man. But we divine love, baby. Yeah, that's right. We about to talk about what happened to Rod Hayes yesterday. We figured it out. Y'all give us a game. We figured it out, man. We about to bring it into the forefront of what happened and what's going on here. And all the guys, I'm telling you, man, you ain't gonna be able to come after me, man, because I ain't produced this information. This ain't none of my information. It's coming from the etherical realm, the nine ethers. You know what I'm saying? So they'll catch on to that inky tape in a little bit. But what we after now is what happened to Rod Hayes. This is the Rod Hayes time lapse. The Rod Hayes time lapse, y'all. Get them in here. You don't want to miss this one. We about to crack heads and twist caps. Never have it been made so clear. Keep in mind, there were 10 solar flares yesterday. See, people don't know there was 10 solar flares yesterday. Then you got niggas coming on saying, hey, man, this happened this time. The Noah's flood was, Inky got caught later, still in the goal. You know what they experiencing? They experiencing the time lapse. Baba told you on that tape where I just said the Anunnakis were real. You experiencing a time lapse. Why? Because you mixing stories. Most of those stories that you got in the Bible were ancient Egyptian Kemetic stories. Right? So you got it. That's why we put out the Ashra Quasi tapes to clear up some of the stuff. When he told you about Noah's boat, he showed you the boat. Right? He gave his own astrological aspect and perspective of it. But that was the boat. The boat for the flood, like the stories, all the stories were allegory stories, but we got to clear the stories up. That's why we got to give you the ancient Kemetic perspective of it. That's why we put out the Netaru tape, the Natharu tapes. Because what you're experiencing is time lapse. Baba told you right in that tape, where he said the Nu is a real person. What you experiencing is time lapse. He said that. And keep in mind, right at the time Rod Hayes said that he was experiencing, keep in mind, time is governed by light. Once you speed past light, you go past this particular window of time, which is the 186,000, 272 miles per second, right? But it was 10 big major solar flares yesterday, and one of the big ones happened about around the same time, I believe, that Rod Hayes said that he experienced the time lapse, the 4-hour time lapse. We about to put all that evidence up, all the receipts. We got the receipts, man. Get them in here. This is the Rod Hayes time lapse. Now I sent Rod Hayes the invite. And but he might be busy tonight, but you know what I'm saying, he might come on if he ain't busy. But like I say, I think he booked for the night. So so for the people that say, oh, I clicked on this hoping Rod was gonna be on it. No, Rod ain't on this tape. That's why we put what happened to Rod Hayes. See, when Rod Hayes on it, it'll say whip Rod Hayes. See what I'm saying? So if you can't hear my brother Rod, we're gonna have brother Rod on probably. We're gonna have him on for show Tuesday night. So we're gonna be on another show, on a sister show Tuesday night, me and Rod on Tuesday night. So you want to tune in for that? We're gonna have the links and everything once we get that from Rod. Yeah, but okay, let me get this. Let me share the screen real quick so I can break it down what happened to Rod yesterday, man. It's a time warp. See, I'm gonna break exactly what happened down. The ancestors showed me exactly what happened to Rod, and then when Rod hit it, he gonna know that what I'm telling him is true. Okay, let me get that thumbnail pulled up so I can talk. I want to have a thumbnail in the background. All right, let me switch to the laptop. Just a second. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what happened.
It might have happened to a couple y'all because I just had a slight deja vu, right? During when the solar flare hit, I had a deja vu. Like Rod told me, like the tape that we was doing last night, like we had already did it. So I was like, man, what the hell's happened? Because Rod said he had a time lapse, and then I had a deja vu that we recorded that tape already. That's a glitch, and usually glitches is happening because of the solar flares. And so if you look up, I'm finna show you, bro. This shit's crazy, man. When they came to me, see the reason I'm gonna show you what happened to Rod versus what happened to me. See, I wasn't when Rod. Hold on, let me get. Man, bro. Here we go, right here with this. Now they closing the screen. Here we go. All right, let me pull that thumbnail because I want to talk with the thumbnail. Hey, Rob Body, if you come in the building, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We about to break down what happened to Chief Pontiac in Michigan. Man, this is deep. This is heavy, man, because I don't like it's got to be more that's gonna play out on it. It's gonna be more that's gonna play out on this, man, on what's happening right now. Everything is happening all for a reason. Okay. The Rod, hey, this is the Rod Hayes time lapse. So now what happened yesterday, then let me show you this. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. It's right here. Yeah. On December, look, there were 10 solar flares yesterday, right? It says it right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but just type in solar flares on December 17th. Type in solar flares on December 17th, man. You're gonna get these solar flares. Hold up. Let me do this. Let me share this in the link for my people. Hey, Rob Body, if you're coming into the building. See, and it's the same thing going on when people asking me questions about the story of Inky, the timeline. We experiencing the time lag because Anunnakis, they can travel into time and back and forth, and they can appear at this time and that time, and it be back in the future or it be in the past. And so they've been really messing with shit when they start jumping through time and traveling here back and forth through time. And so some of the stories that we get in biblical stories is really ancient Kemetic stories that happen in a different time frame, but they gave us another time frame, and they added the BC, AD, leap days, take a day away. It's all to keep us trapped in this illusion of this time warp that they put us in, this time warp. You see what I'm saying? So keep in mind, yesterday, this is what I believe happened to Rod, right? And I don't like the word belief. I know we don't like the word belief, right? But this is my thoughts on what happened to Rod. All right, so with the solar flares going on, right? And people ain't really talking about the solar flares because the sun is, Elijah Muhammad talked about it a long time ago when he said, yeah, it happened to a lot of us yesterday, right? Because I thought I was having deja vus, like, man, I know I did, like, me and Rod did this show already. And then my wife came and said something to me, like around the same time Rod said it was happening to him. And it's like she told me that already. Like it's like I already know you was gonna tell me that because like I already heard you say it. Like it was like weird. But I ain't think nothing of it until Rod came on the show and said that, man, I'm missing 4 hours. And then the ancestor said it was solar flares, that because everything here is based off of light, especially time and events. It's based off of light. So when a solar flare hit, keep in mind, because people talking about light don't travel, all this, right? Light takes about 8 minutes and some change to get to Earth. Light takes about 8 minutes and some change to get to Earth. It's like a wave frequency that's hitting the Earth, right? These light particles. Now, if a solar flare happened where it sends a ripple into that wave, another ripple into that wave, just like on the ocean, right? It caused what you call a time lapse, where time overlay on top of time, like time. So like the time get distorted because time is being recorded by way of the sun. The sun is recording like a camera. I'm trying to explain this the best way I can, bro. Without cracking niggas. Hey, get that ball cap off. If you got that ball, hey, that ball cap, get it off to the side. Put it all to the side, man. We don't want to explode niggas' ball. Hey, get your hard and pick up the hard hat. Get that joint on. Like the heavy duty rated joint. The heavy duty rated joint, man. Get the heavy duty rated joint on. Before we go in right here. Right. If you hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're in the building. Like I say, if you hit that bell, if you're new to the channel, you don't receive a notification from us every day. Come back and check. We got action-packed shit going on every day. And YouTube, we're gonna keep it clean here. Like, so the time loop or time lapse is also generated by the sun. And it's like the sun is sending a wavelength to the earth. The wavelengths, it's really wavelengths. Light is really wavelengths, frequencies hitting the earth at certain vibrational speeds, which generates the color. Once it hits your dome or the dome that's protecting Earth, right? And it's not just it's not flat Earth, but also you can say Earth flat from your perspective because of how small you are. But if you get more larger and go out of space, you'll see what's happening, right? You'll see what's happening, right? Everything is rotating at all the planets. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this, man. Flat Earth is just some new caveman shit that just came out. That ain't we've been knew in the ancient Kemet that the Earth was round. Imhotep knew that the Earth was round. Several ancient high-level alchemists already pointed it out that the Earth rotating 24, the circumference of the Earth, all that. We already put those tapes out with Ashrock Quasi breaking that down. See, the time lapse come in, the Anunnakis time lapsed us. They time lapsed us. Just like you running a race on a track and somebody lap you, right? So they'll stay ahead of you. What they did is they time lapse you, so they stay ahead of you. So they ran ahead of you 3-4 laps, and they trying to run their last lap while you on your first using the time lapse. I'm telling you, man, I don't want to go too heavy on you, man. A lot of people experience this. Just like I got a lot of people came in yesterday on the emails saying that, man, what happened to Rod happened to me, like something happened to me with the deja vu, etc. Now, like I say, it was not 10 solar flares yesterday. It says the largest in the M1 form AR3169 happened at 1940 UT time. Now they call that universal time. Now universal time is right now, it'd be 6 hours ahead of us, so it'd be probably like about 11 o'clock. Now it'd be what, 5 hours, maybe 5 hours, like 12 or 11 o'clock. So and it says on December the 17th, 2022, the sun had 8 label active region today. Okay, all right. The forecast is for a 90% chance of a solar flare. So we having all these solar flares. People ain't really talking about it, right? And keep in mind how time works, like I said, with the light. So when you get like a skill, it's like it's a record playing, right? Say like you got this old wax record player, right? And you put the record on wax, right? Then you put the needle on it, right? Now, as it goes around, it may have a scratch or something, like a groove or something that's off, and it creates a skip. Well, that's what's happening when the solar flares is happening. It's creating time lapse for people. Well, time is overlaying. Well, time is missing, right? You can't account for it because I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of shit that have to change based on this, based on that sun heating up. It's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna change. The planet is probably gonna speed up faster because when something hotter, it run fast. It's gonna run faster. So let me break down what happened to Rod. Okay, I explained the solar flares, right? And right around the same time Rod was experiencing his lapse is when the solar flares was hidden, right? Now I'm gonna roll that clip too that Rod showed us last night. Matter of fact, let me get that. Let me get that clip of Rod saying that what happened, because it was a lot of people on Instagram saying that they was on there with him, and it was some, they knew it was something weird because they said that damn, they were looking at their time and he was saying that, hey man, it's 8, 10, 11 o'clock right now. You know what I'm saying? It was weird what happened, bro. So we're gonna roll that beautiful beam footage again for you. For all the people that's looking for my brother Rod Hayes page, this is his page right here. The Spike Ape, like TheSikape, all lowercase. And he got the King Kong gorilla as his face. That's how you know it's the real one. Reload. This page isn't available. Let's see. Is it gonna let us pull it? Everybody, I hope they ain't took my brother page down. Let's see if they're gonna let us pull it up. We explained the video. We watched it yesterday on yesterday's show. Where he goes in on it. Nah, it don't want to load. All right, let's see. All right. Hold up. Nah, I don't want to load, bro. Let's type it in again. Let's see. Yeah, but I'm going to break down exactly what happened because I ain't got to that part yet. But when I tell you about the Inky stories and you talking about the time frames, keep in mind we dealing with time lapse, like Baba said in that tape where he said the Anunnakis are real people, a news, a physical being. I seen it myself. What you're experiencing is time lapse. You remember that? Because we light beings. Keep in mind, yeah, that's right. We light beings, and we are being like I told you on the Lucy, we got the light coming right down to our crown chakra. That's creating the different colors of our aura like a flute, like the chakras. We already broke down all the chakra tapes, right? We got all to go check out the Ascension Manual class tapes, right? I don't know why it ain't looking it up now. I don't know what's going on. We got to come back to that. I don't know what happened with it, man. They don't know if they got my brother page shit down or not. I'm gonna check that out. But no. Yeah, not the doc. That's his cash app. El Boo, that's his cash app. If you want to show us some love on the cash app. But it's Skype 8, the Skype 8. It's the Skype 8 in all lowercase. That's his Instagram. Okay. If you want to get on over there and get follow my brother, and you want to follow me as well at the Young Elder 023. The Young Elder 023, man. We're going to drop that in the links for you too. But let me go ahead and break down what happened to the brother Rod. All right. So when Rod fed his dogs, I have reason to think, and then he came back in, I have a reason to think that he was going into the Akashic records. And while he was astral traveling and probably put his body on autopilot, he probably had his body on autopilot while he was in the Akashic records. Right? So because we could do that, like he could put his body on autopilot, and so that his body will just perform certain duties that he probably assigned it to do mentally, because you control your body mentally. You control your body remotely by using your solar being controls your body like a remote. So I think he was because he was in going up in high level, looking at some high level shit as an alchemist. So I believe that he was in the Akashic records and had his body on autopilot. So when the solar flares hit, boom, it snatched him back to his body. It was like a shutdown. That's the same thing that happened to my computer, right? When I had got on the internet and boom, it just shut my internet, everything shut down. It just couldn't, right? So he got pulled real fast because of the salt, because we use that light to travel. We use that light that sun is how you tap into the Akashic records. But I can't tell you too much on that. You gotta go through, walk your own walk, go through your own, learn that on your own due time. High power alchemists know what I'm talking about. The sun is how you access the Akashic. The sun is a stargate. The sun is got all the information recorded that ever happened under this solar system. Long as that sun been there, it's been recorded through light frequencies, electromagnetic frequencies. We don't want to spook you out, man. Follow me on Instagram at TheYoungElder023. So what I believe is, we're gonna take questions in a minute. It says your astral form goes and brings your blood. That's right. That's right. That's good. That's good stuff, Lance. That's good stuff. Yeah. So what I believe that he was actually moving about, astral projecting, and had his body on autopilot. He just told his body to feed the dogs, come back in, and sit down and watch TV or something. And then he was all in the records looking around, and then boom, the solar flare hit and snatched him back. So he could have been gone 4 or 5 hours, because keep in mind, 5 minutes is 1 hour in the astral realm. So he could have been gone. It could have been on this side. It could have been about 20 minutes that the lag happened, and then when he was in the other side, in the 4th dimension or in the 5th dimension, Akashic records, he lost 4 hours because he lost 20 minutes on this side. So when he come back, say, man, it's 4 hours of my time missing. But he really was probably in that time loop. He probably could have, and then he also could have got stuck, some kind of like a distortion or something when he came back to his body. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, and Rod Hayes not the only one it happened to. I got maybe at least 15 to 20 people that say the same thing happened to them. And it now that I see the solar flares hitting and the time frames they hit in, now it's starting to make sense to me of what's happening here. Then Baba said it on that tape, what your experiences in the time lapse. Let's roll that. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage. Let's roll that Baba tape real quick. Where he said it, man. The time lapse is dealing with the sun, the heating up, and the solar flares. Because time is is measured by the sun. All of our measurements, pretty much, is dealing with the sun. We knew this in ancient Kemet. Man. So a lot of y'all probably missing hours, missing time, especially at night when you sleep and the solar flares hitting. You might say, man, I know I wouldn't sleep. I don't know I was asleep. I went to sleep at 8 o'clock, and then I woke up at like 6 a.m. in the morning, but it seemed like I was only asleep 2 hours, 30 minutes. It seemed like I was only asleep 30 minutes because of the time lapse. Now, I'm going to give it raw and figure out how do we conversate. We're going to get together. I'm going to get some high power alchemists together and figure out how do we compensate for the time lapse. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get the ancestors. Let's see. Is it going to let me do it or what? Okay. The internet is shut down. Oh, no. Hey, can y'all hear me out there? It said, King Sue says Israel. I don't get what you're saying. He says he's inky. Yeah, man, you can, you want to call yourself inky, go right ahead. But hey, look, people that know these people stand out. These people stand out, man. You know what I'm saying? They won't even let me get on the internet, man. Sometimes, you know what I'm talking about? So, you know, if you inky, stand out front and display your talents. If you say you can play the piano, we want you to get on stage and we want you to play it so we can hear you. But if you on the stage and you can't play the piano like you say you a piano player, right? We gonna sandman your ass right off the stage, right? They're gonna boo you and we're gonna sandman you off stage, right? So if you want your night at the Apollo, Israel, we could give you a night at the Apollo. We can let you, we can put you out front, put you right on stage, and let you display your alchemy. That it's easy, man. It's easier said than done. Oh, you saying he in live? Oh shit. In lives in here. Hey man, you know, well, he in live then. Why would Inky be on Love and Hip Hop? He says, why would Inky be on Love and Hip Hop? Do you know what? Hey, just if you were in live, you would be a high power alchemist, and you'll know really what Love and Hip Hop was all about. See, you saying Love and Hip Hop, why? Because you looking at the bad side of Love and Hip Hop, the publicity stunts, and what everybody said that it was going all the drama, and they all acted anyway. They all doing a script anyway. It's not real. They all acting the script. But little do you know, if you was a high powered alchemist, you'll know what love and hip hop means, brother. Rhythm and soul. The soul train. Of course, Inky would go on love. It's a high power alchemist move. And then it'll make him high, it'll make him easy to hide right in you, because you know damn sure won't believe that you know. He said you. Oh, he said, I'm in live. I'm in live. Hey, keep it up, man. We're gonna go on. Yeah, we can get rid of clowns. He says, yeah, telling us in the Inky tape that Murdoch, the master teacher, was off on the timetable. No, I didn't say the master teacher was off. I said that, listen to what I'm telling you, okay? See, this is the shit I'm talking about. People like this dude, right? All right, so he probably wasn't even on the land, right? He don't know that the master teacher sent those the holy tablets to Texas to get printed up, and the people changed numbers around. They messed it up. So when the master teacher got them back, he gave them out free. And that particular one, people loaded up to the internet. That's the one that we read. So some of the one of the holy tablets was messed with on the numbers, and certain things they moved around and put out of place. See, he don't know that part though. He don't know that part. But we ain't got time to deal with clowns. So are you saying I'm Inky? Man, this nigga crazy. Let's block him. Hey, get ready. We about to boot another one off into space. About to boot another one off. Right, hey, the little kids watched out the window as that nigga eyes popped right up out of his head. Right? His eyes popped right up out of his head, right? And his head exploded. No suit, nigga. No suit. Right off into space. You must don't know how Sananda get down, nigga. I'm a malevolent, nigga. I turned benevolent. See, we tried to be nice. We were being nice at first. Now this nigga, he distracting the show going crazy. He distracted the show. We just booted that nigga right at the crack of his ass, right off into space. Voila, voila. As to who they say, voila, nigga. Get the hell up out of here. Goodbye. Now, as I was saying about my brother Rod, man, because this right here really, man, Rod, a lot of people say, some niggas saying Rod was just making shit up. Nah, man, what I'm telling you, I swear on my life, on my kids, bro. I had it when Rod was talking to me, I felt like what he said that we already had did that class already. I was distorted. Then my wife came in there in the house, and it's like when she walked in the house and said what she says, like I had already seen it already. Like I was having a whole bunch of deja vus back to back yesterday. And then when Rod called me and told me about he missing 4 hours, I said, oh shit. And then my brother Maurice just called me. He the one gave me the idea to do this show because when he said, man, what you think about the Rod Hayes time lapse thing? And then I said, man, you know what? That'll be a good show to talk about that, because when he said it, I said, I'm gonna look up this. Let me look up and see if it was solar flash yesterday. So I looked it up just a minute ago, right when I got the phone, right when I was on the phone with him. And it come to find out it was 10 solar flares yesterday. And I said, oh. And one hit, the major one hit about around the same time where Rod said he lost 4 hours. So I'm thinking that Rod was doing some astral traveling, probably had his body on autopilot or something, just going out. He probably said, he probably programmed his body mentally, go feed the dogs. Because you can do that to your body. You can program something, they call it sleepwalking, really. But it's not really sleepwalking. It's your body being programmed, and it just get up while you out of you could be out of your body, astral traveling at night, and your body will get up and walk to the bathroom or get up. And sometimes you come back to your body when you do it, but your body will get up and walk to the ice box, drink some water, and come back because you got it on a program to do that. And you won't even be in your body. You only be fully woke. I'm telling you, they call it sleepwalking. We're gonna break it down. Hey, we broke it down already in the Dream Scroll book. If you ain't got that Dream Scroll book, you want to get that book, man. I'm telling you, it show you how to sleep up in there at night. It show you how to get control of your dreams and become a lucid dreamer. Do what they call elusive dreaming. That's where you can take control of your dreams. See, what they want you to know is you can take control of your dreams, and you can create your own world, your own universe inside of your mind when you go to sleep in the 4th dimension. Now you're gonna need fuel to do it. You need sunlight to do it. Sunlight gives you the liquid carbon or the liquid melatonin you need as fuel to project to the astral realm. It's like fuel for your body. We are solar beings. So the fuel for our astral body is light, it's sunlight. So that's why it's good to go outside. People that gonna go outside a lot don't really sleep that good. When you go outside and work in the sun and get the sun staring into your eyes, so that your eyes can absorb that electromagnetic frequency, so it can go to your pineal gland, and then your pineal gland will convert that into liquid melatonin. Boom, that goes to your organs to where you can be able to use your astral body to travel up out of here. Melatonin is the fuel you need. So that's another part in the time thing too, because of the sun playing a part in our astral body in the fuel that we need to get out of here. So, man, what I'm thinking is Rod Hayes was astral traveling and had his body on autopilot, like I said, and he just told his body, go feed the dog, do this, and sit back down on the couch. And he probably was up in the Akashic records, because I saw a vision of Rod in the Akashic records of how he was looking through the library. He was looking through that shit, looking for something real hard. He was scanning through shit real, and it's different. Like, because 15 explained it. 15 told you that they took the Akashic to some of the stuff out of the Akashic records of the mental plane and took it down to the 2nd dimension and put it on flat pages, the 2nd dimension. So they put it on thin sheets of paper so they can take you back down to the 2nd dimension with their stories. But it's different in the Akashic records. It's like everything is like you actually at the event. It's like a 3-4D reality event. It's like it's in a crystal thing. I seen the ancestors showed me Rod in the cat when he was in the Akashic records. He was scanning through. He was looking for something real hard in the Akashic records. Whatever Rod looking for, he probably gonna know. Remember now that I'm saying it. Whatever he was looking for, he was looking real hard, and he had to go right then in the middle of the day to get it. I'm telling you, before it was some reason why he had to go, and then just so happened, because most time people go at night, when they sleep. But if you could go in the daytime, they call it, like I say, sleepwalking or daydreaming. There's no such thing as really dreaming. We call them the RAM. The RAM is the 4th dimension mental RAM. Oh yeah, you heard about the people that the Bitcoins crashed, and a lot of people committed suicide. They jumped out. The dude lost all their Bitcoins and committed suicide. You heard about that, right? Y'all heard about that? So, and keep in mind, cryptocurrency is dealing with it's connected with the sun. It's connected with the sun. Like, niggas might disagree with it. Oh man, because they hate cryptocurrency, right? But it's the new type of currency is gonna be that type of currency. But come to find out, what they had set up, it was a scam, and the dude that was running it, he got arrested. But and he ain't the only guy. It was several big time people involved with it. The guy they got was the fall guy. He the fall guy. The guy that they got was the fall guy. You ain't know nothing about that? About the coins crash and people committed suicide, the Bitcoins and shit. 15 said it, man. 15 said it. He said it like 2-3 years ago. He said, man, this is what's gonna happen. And now that's what's happening right now about the cryptocurrency. I'm telling you, man. And we got took hard. So a lot of people got took out, man. They pretty much, but white folks, so-called white folks, they jumped out. There's some people that jumped out the window, man. But like I said, okay. So when I seen, they showed me a vision of Raw Hayes, and they showed me him looking through the Akashic records, scanning through the Akashic records real hard, looking for some. And then I see the solar flare hit, boom, and then it's like it caused some kind of lapse to where he lost time, like 4 hours. Because keep in mind, like I said, in the fifth dimension, 5 minutes. I mean, the third dimension, 5 minutes is equivalent to an hour. And the fourth dimension, when you go into the Akashic records. So he could have been in the Akashic been there for 4 hours, but be only on this side, it'd have been 20 minutes that passed. And he could have experienced a time lapse. See what I'm saying? So everybody, hey, we're gonna take questions, man, on that, man. See what y'all say, man. I said I took my money out. Yeah, man. Look, that crypto, man, that ain't so I think it's got something to do with this these solar flares here. It's a lot of stuff going on, man, that they don't want to tell us, you know. But the ancestors is revealing a lot of the stuff to us, you know what I'm saying? To a lot of different people, right? Rod Hayes, me, all the other brothers, Dame Calloway, Billy Carson, Mentally, the brother King Yahweh, right? Who I know for sure he inky, man. I seen it. I got the confirmation last night for sure. So I ain't arguing with nobody else about it. It gonna come around again. It gonna come around again. I ain't gonna argue with nobody else about it. The ancestor said don't argue with nobody else about it. But like I'm gonna still answer your questions and all that, but I ain't gonna sit there and go back and forth. He's not this. I got the last confirmation last night where I said, all right, this, yeah. So, and then two, keep in mind, it's certain rules that got to be that the being got to follow too without breaking galactic law. So he only can tell you probably so much, like Baba could tell you. Baba told you all he actually went past the line of telling you what he got to tell you, but they picked him and gave him a passport to teach us, to get us to the level that we at now, so we could get back to we had to file these charges on Enlil before a certain time period, really before 2030. We had to file these charges against Enlil. We at the point, so we already filed the charges. As soon as we filed the charges on them and they went in, right? You thinking that it's all, you thinking what Young Gill are doing is all just this make-believe thing and it's like imagination of thing. No. What I'm doing is sending, we doing, this war is in the mental plane. This war is on the mental level, right? This war is on the mental plane. Everything we doing is in the mental plane. So when I did that tape on YouTube, taking in the court, that tape actually is get filed. Everything you do is getting filed in the Akashic records. Every single thing you doing is getting filed in the Akashic records. So you think you're getting away with some bad shit, but you know, if you know in your heart that it's bad, you ain't getting away with it. It's being filed. It's being recorded by the sun. The sun recording and sending it straight to the Akashic records. So when we put that tape out, that's actually part of a document and actual a piece to get that actual tape is getting sent in to us to file the charges, and we stated all the charges that he broke. And we're gonna do part 2 to state the other second half of the charges. But we already got enough crimes to convict the brother. Enlil, the dirty, jealous God. We already denounced his contract. We already got a certain amount of people to denounce his contract, right? So that we can break free and be back. And keep in mind, like I said, they're guilty of past interference. And you know, if you know anything about football, when we accepting the penalty. And when we accept the penalty, the ball is placed at the spot of the foul. The spot of the foul is what when we was type 2 civilization, getting ready to start traveling to different planets at that time, before the Anunnaki stepped in and confused our tongues. Nimrod was building ships to get up out of space. The Anunnakis didn't want them to do it. Now they say now they gonna argue their reasons and saying that we were too young and this and that, but that's still interference. That's still interference. You interfered with speeding us up. You sped us up to where we could start getting more intelligent. You added your DNA to ours so we can be intelligent like you. And then when you leave for a couple thousands of years, because they come back every 36,000 years on the orbit, the new orbit. So the Anunnakis leave and they be gone thousands of years while we develop, and then they come back and check on how far we developed. And they came back just one particular time and said that, hey, they started to develop, they gonna get out of space. We got to stop them. Let's confuse their tongues. Yeah, but drop your questions in the chat, man. Yeah, they still broke galactic law by interference. When they came down, when Tammuz came down and interfered with us getting into heaven, building those ships, Nimrod, the story of Nimrod really is about Enki, really. Nimrod really is Enki, but we'll get to that part later. We're gonna do a whole storyline on Enki so people can get the storyline down. Because the time frames is off. We're dealing with a time lapse here. Baba told us we're dealing with a time lapse. Enki and Ennu is real people. We're dealing with a time lapse. So we looking at stories is overlaying stories. The same story is overlaying the same story over and over again. Abraham and Isaac, Cain and Abel, Seth and Satut, Enki and his brother, Jesus and Judas. So they time lapping us by giving us the same story over and over again in a different way. Just like the Pocahontas story is the Avatar story. You see what I'm saying? So we're dealing with a time lapse here. Those who know, they know, man. They know I'm from the order of Melchizedek. You can hear it. Tahuti is my uncle. That's why I call him Unc. And little do you know what the Unc is all about. See what I'm saying? And I saw Billy Carson do a tape on it. I wonder where he got it from, because I was talking about it first. I don't want to told you that that was ancient technology. I don't want to told them that wasn't just no damn sign, just no symbol you can hold. That shit is an ancient technology symbol. Go back and get Straight Out of Ancient Kemet. We put a tape out called Straight Out of Ancient Kemet. Go get that tape and see we the ones that put it out first. No sweat though. I love Billy Carson. Billy Carson is one of the elders. He's the 18th elder. For the people that saying Billy Carson is Enki, go back and watch my tape, Who Are the 24 Elders Today? And then look at who I tell you Billy Carson is, and then you tell me what you see. Yeah, we was in the wars, man. We fought. There's a lot of wars going on, man. But we fighting in the mental now. We fighting on the fourth dimension. We fight in the fourth dimension. Say, hey, Kabar Williams. Shout out Kabar Williams, man. What you trying to say, bro? We don't get it. What's so funny? Hey, Rod just text me just now. He said he on a show right now, so he good. But I'm just coming in and giving my perspective on it. Other people, and we hope that somebody else do another perspective on it. But right now, what I'm coming up with is based on what the ancestors showed me, that Rod was astral traveling and he had his body on autopilot. The solar flares hit and it caused a time lapse for him. So he lost 4 hours, but it really was 20 minutes on this side. So when he came back, he's just saying like I thought it was 11 o'clock. So oh shit, this what happened. Look, when he was in the Akashic with records, right? Scanning when I seen him in the solar flare here, he got sent back to probably another time frame, right? He got sent back to another time frame, like 4 hours before the time that he left, right? And then he got a couple of minutes went by. Then he got snatched back into his right time frame once the time lapse caught up. Man, that's what happened, bro. That's why he said it was 4 hours, because look, he left it on this side at a certain time. Like I say, 20 minutes to it's 20 minutes to 4 hours in the higher dimension. So when he got snatched back, he probably got snatched back on the 4 hour mark, which is how he lost the 4 hours. But then once he reset, that's when the time lapse, he saw that only 20 minutes had passed. 25 minutes. And he's saying, man, all I remember is going feeding the dogs. And I don't know what happened after that. Like, is this lost time? You know what I'm saying? Now, listen to what I'm saying. Billy Carson was talking about ancient technology and all that, but he wasn't going in on the stuff that, if you go listen at the time, the stuff that he putting out now versus when I put it out. He was just talking a little bit about it. He wasn't going in like I'm going in on it. People were scared to say what I scared. They said I was crazy. Man, I bet you if Billy Carson tell you the truth, he'll say, yeah, I got a lot of stuff from the young elder. I bet you if he tell the truth. And Billy Carson is not that old. Shit, he said, before I was born, how old you think I am, my nigga? Think I'm like 17 years old or something? It's looking crazy. Wasn't nobody talking about it besides Zachariah Stitchin and my master teacher before Billy Carson was born. You know what I'm saying? What you guys say about that? And I got it from my master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York. Free Dr. Malachi Z. York, bro. So I bet you if Billy Carson tell the truth, I bet you. These niggas scared to say my name, though. They scared to say, oh, yeah, I got that from the young elder. Like I was talking about the satellite technology. He wasn't talking about that before I started talking about it. No disrespect to Billy Carson. Like I said, that's my brother. I love him. I watch his stuff. But like I say, when the shit that I'm talking about, even some of the stuff still, like going to a different field trip to Mars, field trip to Jupiter, they still scared to touch that. And now History Channel is coming out with field trip to Mars and all this shit. Where they get it from? See what I'm saying? Niggas was saying Young L was crazy when he came out. Now, all of a sudden, he's 54 years old. See what I'm saying? I think Billy Carson been doing it about 20 years. But when nobody talking about the Anunnakis to my master teacher, really, after Zachariah Stitchin. And Zachariah Stitchin didn't give you all the information that Baba gave you about it with the holy tablets. So, yeah, I'm the one with the big imagination that told y'all what was going down, and now all of a sudden, oh yeah, he telling the truth. But that's the thing I said earlier. If Billy Carson come out and say that that's Inky, then niggas will believe him, but they don't believe the young elder. And I don't even like the word belief, like I said. But if Billy Carson said, if somebody else said other than a young elder, then we'll believe it. But since it's young elder, if a white dude said, come on and say it, yeah, no, that's Inky, they'll believe it then. But if the young elder said, they don't believe it. But that just goes to fulfill prophecy. My own people ain't gonna listen to me. If it was left up to them, if they really knew who I was, they'd probably offer me up to the devil to get killed. Just like they did in their damn book. They'd probably offer me up to the devil to get killed. We don't want young elder. We want Mark Brady, the criminal. We want Mark Brady, the criminal. Right? We don't want young elder. I ain't here to be your God. You don't gotta bow before me. I'm a regular street nigga just like you. Just giving you the game for free of charge. You don't gotta buy. I'm your, hey, get up. I'm your fellow servant. You know what I'm saying? Man, if Billy Carson tell y'all the truth, he'll tell you that, yeah, I watched some of the Young Elder shit and he gave me ideas. If he tell the truth. But everything I watch of his, it seemed like I already taught already. Even the relationship classes, they start copying that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. Even the relationship class, when I did Cheaters, they come out and do the same thing. Tell you that they watching me. Billy Carson, no. I'm telling you, ask him. If he tell you the truth, he'll tell you. Yeah, man, I got something from that dude, Young Elder, man. A lot of shit on the Anunnakis. I gave him the intuitive to go do more research on the Anunnakis, on some of the stuff that I was saying. Because everybody was saying, oh man, Young Elder shit spaced out. You talking about the Anunnakis had satellites and they was doing this and that. Yeah, nigga. And just like I'm the first one to do the inky thing, niggas ain't probably gonna want to touch on that because I did it. And they scared, they waiting on the blow black to see how everybody gonna respond to it. But then when they do come out, that's inky, right? They ain't gonna say Young Elder said it. They're gonna say, oh yeah, we already knew it, but we just ain't want to say nothing. We already knew that it was inky. We just see Young Elder, we ain't want to say nothing. See, we knew before Young Elder knew it. Yeah, whatever, nigga. Whatever. And then some people say, like some clowns say, oh, you copying Mentellect. Man, Mentellect don't teach what I teach. Mentellect teach black almond power type shit, like race. Most of all his shows is dealing with race, black race, this race, that race. All his classes. And big up to the brother Mentellect. I love the brother Mentellect too. When he first came out, he was dropping some hot shit, but now it seemed like he just dropping shit on race. Now he probably say, "Oh yeah, well he already ain't on my Patreon." That's probably why he's saying, so he probably be dropping hot shit, but I think he just put it on his Patreon now. So go get on the subscribe to the brother's Patreon, Mentally, because the brother dope. I like the brother. He dope. I just like how he move. You know what I'm saying? I like how he move, how he got his clan, how they dress. I like everything about it. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't knocking on the brother or nothing, but I'm saying they said I was copying him, man. Please. But you see all the shit I'm putting out. Mentellect don't talk about all what I talk about. People scared to talk about. When I put go back and check the time states. We already took you to a field trip to all your planets already. Galactic Families of Life tapes. Go back and get them tapes 5 and 6 years old, man. And tell me the young builder ain't been doing it. I'm the only one that stood behind my master teacher and stood out front and talked the extracurricular shit when niggas was saying the master teachers is crazy and niggas saying I was crazy right along with them. And now all of a sudden, everybody else talking about extracurricular shit, Billy Carson and all that, because I ain't even hear Billy Carson. I heard Billy Carson when I first started teaching at the day back. I did hear of him, but he wasn't going in like I was going in. I knew it was something special about him though, why he was talking. I knew that he was a visitor. I knew because Baba told me when you hear certain beings talk a certain way, you can tell if they visitors or not. So when I first heard Billy Carson, I knew he was a visitor. I said, this dude right here. But then I later on put it together that, hey, he the 18th elder. That's why he teaching like he teach. And then some of the shit he might have didn't get it from me. We just on the same wavelength as far as what we here to do, the mission. So he just here is certain the same wavelengths and frequencies that's hitting me with the information is hitting him too. Right? But I bet you he heard me say some of the shit first. I bet you. He had a field trip to Mars, field trip to Jupiter, field trip to Saturn. Them niggas still ain't touching that shit. They still ain't came out. Ain't nobody saying nothing about that shit. That shit is like light years ahead. Now, a lot of the tapes we put out is ahead of the time. And because we had to do it like that because you niggas experiencing a time lapse. Like Baba said. They told you this happened in this time. Then they told you this happened again in this time. Same story repeating itself. So when I tell you Inky got caught with the gold, and then he came back and still was stealing gold after he got caught. He was like, he kept coming back and disobeying and stealing gold after he got caught, hey man, I'm gonna get the 12th elder on so he can tell you a story. Look, Inky had submarines, right? And he had underground cities underwater. His city was underwater because he was Dragonian, and he could breathe in water. Inky could breathe in water. So he had Dragonian, these huge cities under the water. He was building these dome cities under the water, under the seas and shit. And he was stashing gold in those cities with a submarine after the fact. You think Anu don't know everything? See, people see it's like a time lapse when people thinking these are people of gods. These people are not gods. They're not gods. They're not gods. They are advanced humanoid extraterrestrials. They got more technology than you. Maybe a couple 100,000 years ahead of you in technology. And it's not only reason they ahead of us is because they held us down when they broke galactic law by doing it, and they listening right now, and they know they broke galactic law. You know you passed interference when you stopped us from trying to develop off-world travel. You know you blocked us, and that's why you see ancient Kemet in ruins like it is, because the Anunnaki shut us down and confused us, and they split us up into different tribes and told this person they was that, this person they was that, this person they was that, and they continued it all the way up into the Berlin Conference where they started splitting people up and saying you that, you this, you that. So we experienced a time lapse here. And yesterday, when Rod experienced that time lapse, it was a confirmation to what Baba said in that tape. Let me see, can I play that tape, man? Because I tried to play it and it wouldn't let me get online. Let's see if it back fixed up now. Look at it. Well, look at it. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Let me see something, man. I gotta play that damn tape where Baba said, okay, you know what? I ain't gotta get online to play it. I can play it like this. I ain't gotta get online to play it. Let me play it like this. I can play it like this, brothers and sisters. I can play it off my hard drive. All right, since you want to act crazy, because it's gonna make me restart my computer to play it. But let me go right here. I can go right here and play it. Okay, this is that good right there. Yeah, I gotta play this for you. So Bob, so it makes sense now why Baba said, why I caught that what Baba said in that short about these beings. Okay, let me go to this hard drive. Keep in mind, I got so many classes coming out for y'all, man. It's crazy, bro. All right, here you go, right here. Let me play this tape. Listen to what Baba said in this tape. I want you to hear what the master teacher said in this tape, bro.
Anu is a man. The Father, I saw him myself in flesh. What you're caught up with is time lapse. And here's what I get caught up on.
See, time lapse. If people ask about the full tape, right? Go back and watch the tape called Dr. Malachi Z. York, the Anunnaki Bloodline. Right? So he said we experiencing time lapse because these Anunnakis traveling back and forth in time, and they affected us in different periods to keep us down, to keep us down. And it wasn't, Anu wasn't involved. It really was just Enlil and the Lelu and the Dragonians. See, Anu, a lot of stuff Anu don't know nothing about because he don't know everything. He is a master mathematician and scientist, and he probably know more than you can ever ask him to comprehend, right? But they don't know everything. They're not in all places at all times, or none of it. And I'm gonna find, hey, the ancestors said they're gonna send me a picture of Anu. They're gonna send me a picture of Anu. But listen to what he's saying. We experiencing time lapse. That's what happened to Ron Hayes yesterday.
Anu is a man. The Father, I saw him myself in flesh. you're caught up with is time lapse. And here's what I get caught up on with time lapse: people who were born in this country and were once Christians.
I say you want to watch that whole tape, right? Go to the Dr. Malachi Z. York on our page, the bloodline of the Anunnakis, where he go into it on that, right? But we experiencing time lapse, like he said. We're dealing with people who got advanced technology who can travel back and forth in time, and they affecting us at different points. Now, granted, they did step in and upgrade us so our brain capacity can be, which is the reason we're gonna get down to the Ra story, which is why Ra started coming here. That's another wave, right? Ra's another wave. We're getting into the Natharu doctrine right now, so we can get into that, right? So we can break down who most of us really are. You know what I'm saying? We are the Natharu, right? And we are the Natharu, not the Anunnaki, even though we do have genetical traits. The Anunnaki is our past family, but we're not the Anunnakis. Now we can say we are the Anunnakis because we got their blood DNA, but we different from the Anunnakis. We different. The Natharu is different. And people were saying that, right? I know my Nuwapian brothers is gonna be, but we're gonna break all that down for you so you'll really get it. We got the ancestors is really making it clear now, man. Let's roll that tape again. What Bible said.
Anu is a man. The Father, I saw him myself in flesh. What you're caught up with is time lapse.
Time lapse, right? That's why we named this tape the Rod Hayes Time Lapse. So why is this happening to us, man? We being taken advantage of by off-world beings who are breaking galactic law, man. And it got to be made clear now on what's going on, so we can get out of this time lapse. Time, like people been saying, time is an illusion. Time is a this or that, right? Who this is right here? All right, let's look. Okay, all right, let's get these niggas, man. Hold on, while we up in here, let's get these niggas, man. All right, so this right here. He would be my grandfather, right? The son of Enlil. Nannar was the son of Enlil. Nannar is Ishtar's father, right? Because keep in mind, these Anunnakis came down and started mixing in with us. They started mixing in with the humans, having children. So some of us are Anunnaki children, especially from Enki side. So we are the Anunnakis from one perspective, then we not the Anunnakis from another perspective. We gain both perspectives. We got the Nuwapian perspective and the Sabine perspective. From the Sabine perspective, we differ from these beings. That's why they dogged us out and did us the way they did. From the Nuwapian perspective, we are the Anunnaki because we descend from their bloodline by them mixing with us. So y'all both right. So what is the argument? Both of y'all right. Both of y'all right. Huh? Both y'all right. Both got different perspectives, but they both good perspectives. Right? Yeah, we netters. The Nettaru here now, we're going into our who we are before they stepped in and confused our tongues so that we couldn't build and surpass them in technology and in science and in culture and in intelligence. We better than them. They don't want to admit it. We better than them. They don't want to admit it. If they leave, they don't want to admit that if they left us alone, we'll pass them and we'll probably be gods over them. We'll send past them. They don't want to admit that part. They need our body types. They like our body type. They created us for the body types. Oh, the topic right now on this one is what happened to Rod Hayes in the time lapse. So we broke that down. If you're just not coming, anybody ready to get out now. But we broke that down at the beginning of the tape. And what happened to Rod? You want to go check out the beginning of that tape? It's called the Rod Hayes Time Lapse. What happened to Rod Hayes? The Rod Hayes Time Lapse. What happened to Rod Hayes? He says he's missing 4 hours. Go to Raw Instagram, right? Go to Raw Instagram, the Skype 8, right? All lowercase. He got a gorilla as his screenshot. I mean, it's his face. And listen to the video that he put out yesterday about how he lost time. Man, you got to go check this shit out because it's stuff that's going to tie into this. That's going to make sense. This is a part you're going to have to know about the time lapse. When I start breaking down the stories, the time lapse going to seem like, man, that's wrong because this happened after that or this happened before that. That's how they confused us. Because a lot of the stories were pulled out of ancient Kemet, right? And the time frames got changed around so they can tie themselves into to being us. These Hyksos, these Enlil's children. Enlil's children is what caused the confusion. They even also named their people the same as ours. Like they got their own Tahuti, they got their own Murdoch, right? They got their own Michael, right? They got their own Sananda. They got their own Quarterson. They got their own Rod Hayes. They got their own Rod Hayes, right? I'm telling you. Rod Hayes is Raphael, the one that blows the trumpet, the one that put his foot on land, the angelical being who come down and put his foot on land and foot on water and say time on the conjure walls. The Bible is a conjure, it's a conjure book. And in the Bible, they tell you at the end that there's gonna be a being that's gonna set down the time, the time of the conjure. And that's Rod. Rod came and exposed it, exposed them, the last part of it. The last part, Baba came and exposed his part and talk about Baba in there too, in Revelations. But then Rod was the last one that was gonna end the conjure times. He the one that got the trumpet. I'm telling you, man, that blow the trumpet to end the conjure wars. That's why he studied. Rod Hayes sound like a trumpet blowing in the wilderness, man. I'm telling you. Time and space continuing. That's right. Hey, they also break it down and explain it on the episode on Stargate, where they went through the Stargate and they had a solar flare and they got kicked back to another time where they lost another time zone where they lost time. Matter of fact, when I find it, I'll maybe post that with the name of that particular episode and the links. Yeah, the Bible is a covenant. Covenant means contract. It's a contract with the Yahweh Elohim, whose name was Enlil, for him to be your God and for you to be his people. And he was a jealous God. And he didn't want you serving no other God besides him once you signed that contract. And on top of that, right, he also never honored his part of the contract. And he let y'all get taken by prisoner by other niggas and everything and never came to your rescue. Made you beg, made you get on your knees, made Abraham try to kill his son for him. He made a dollar bet on Joel's life and his kids, killed all his kids and his whole damn family off for a $2 bet that he made with another God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right? That's an agreement. But we're about to get out of here, man. I'm gonna send this tape to Rod, man, because Rod finna go live. Rod live now. So Rod, we're gonna get out because Rod going live right now. I think, well, he going live at 8:30. I think Rod gonna be live at 8:30 tonight on somebody's channel. Maybe we can find out where he gonna be live on, and we can post. I'll tell you what, come back to this tape at about 8:30, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find out what class he gonna be on, and I'm gonna post it in the links. I'm gonna post it in this in the comments on this page. So come back at about around 8:35. I know he's gonna be on about around that time, and I'm gonna post find out what page he's gonna be on, and I'm gonna post. Oh, he's gonna be on the Lioness. It's the Lioness division. The Lioness. Oh, he said Tigerness. All right, so yeah, so that's what we'll do, man. Hey, peace, love, divine love throughout the boundless universe. I should. Right? Peace and love.